Recording.
Okay. All right, so does everyone have something to write with who's doing it? Because, oh, very good, because we have some of the stuff we're going to do, we're going to write down. We're going to be working on page 1, all through number 1, and part of number 2. And then the rest of it is at home, or we do in 90 days. We talk, we'll meet again, and we'll talk about how your projects went. Okay? All right. So, do you need me to stand up? Is it better if I sit or stand?
Whatever you're comfortable doing is fine.
Okay. So today we're talking about family life. This is a Eagle Required Merit Badge, I believe. Am I right there? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
And from what I've seen of the Eagle Merit Badges I've done or led, this one's pretty easy, actually. It's a lot of stuff you already do. So today what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about families and how they're important to society, and then we'll talk about your assignments, and I'll sign off what we did today, okay? So we're going to start with number 1. We're going to talk about stuff, and a lot of this stuff is going to go into preparing an outline on what a family is, and we're going to talk about it together, about what a family is. So why don't we just get started? What do you guys think a family is? Anyone want to volunteer? No? How about you, Tim? What's a family to you?
Group of people who are close to each other and help each other out.
That's very good. That's a good answer. Anyone else? Okay. Well, like Tim said, a family is a group of people, technically a small group when you're thinking about sizable groups. Like if you go to a sporting event, the audience is a really big group, right? It'd be really hard for all those folks to live together in one place. But yeah, a family is usually people that live together. And there's different kinds of families. There's families that, a lot of times when you think of a family, you automatically think of a mom and a dad and some kids. So people consider their dog part of their family or a pet. There are other types of families where sometimes it's only one parent and maybe one child. Or there's extended family. Does anyone know what extended family is? Yes.
Aunts and uncles and grandparents.
Yes, very good. And cousins. So maybe an outline to you, those would be people who are included, so you can write those things down if you like on your number. We're working on number 1 if you want to get started on it. Let's see. There's also families that are adopted families. Sometimes there's kids who their birth parents weren't able to take care of them, or maybe they're not alive anymore to take care of them. And so other people who want to have a family and can't have children of their own will adopt those children. We call those adopted families. We also have blended families where you may have a stepmom or a stepdad, or stepbrothers and sisters. Oftentimes that's when 2 people get married and join their families together, and they have children from a previous family or relationship. So we have those kind of families. The family that I mentioned first is called a nuclear family. Sometimes families do feel nuclear, right, depending on the situation, but that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about your typical mom and dad and kid situation. So there's all different kinds of families. There's kids who are raised by their grandparents. I know somebody who lost their mom from our old troop, and the grandparents are raising the kids, and the father isn't able to take care of them, so the grandparents are actually raising them right now. So it could be a group of friends. Sometimes there's people, they live together, and for a long time they're friends, and they're like family. They share all the holidays together, and they take care of each other like family. Let's see, what else am I missing? I think I'm missing one. Let's see.
Staying with 2 moms, maybe? Two
Yeah,
moms,
2
2 dads.
moms or 2 dads. There's another one too that I'm missing.
Let's see, what would it be?
It was on my mind. Mrs. Edie's getting old. But we can come back to it. But yeah, there's all different kinds of families. Oh, I now remember. Could be a couple, they have a relationship and they live together and they don't have children yet, but they're a family to each other. Like before me and Derek had kids, we were a family. You know, so lots of examples there. Okay, so so if you don't talk, you guys need to write some stuff down. We're having a conversation here, so if you're writing down, that's good. If you don't want to talk, some of the things that I said for number one, but if you join in the conversation, I'll happily sign off your merit badge card for that one tonight.
Participation's encouraged, highly
Yes,
encouraged.
very encouraged.
So if you don't participate, you'll quiz them?
Well, I guess that's what I usually do, is I just ask questions, yeah. But I'm giving you answers, so these are free answers, right? So families are important to society. Does anybody understand, or not understand, but does anyone know or have any ideas of why or how families are important to society, the society that we live in? Does everyone know what society means? Okay.
Nathan Lou, you're a high school sophomore. Can you please offer some answers here?
Yeah.
Zane, come on, you know some stuff. I'm just
Yeah, say, how is your family helpful to the community? Does your family do anything to help the community?
We do community service.
There you go, awesome. So that's an answer. You can write that one down. Anyone else?
Pay taxes.
Yes, money. You help pay for the infrastructure to run the city and the buildings and keep the water flowing and all, and the trash pickup, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, well, you know what? Everything that you learn, you start learning from your family, right? Or whoever's taking care of you, right? You learn how to walk, you learn how to read, you learn how to tie your shoes, you learn how to share with people, you learn how to be polite, you learn how to be kind, giving, you learn how to help others and do community service. Everything that you learn is stuff that you're going to do as a citizen when you grow up. All that stuff that you learn, hopefully all the good things that you learn, right, are the things that you're going to do when you're an adult. And you learn them from your family. So your family is really a foundation. Your family is a foundation of your learning, of your life. And it's also the foundation of society, because you're going to become an active member of society. And the good things that you learn, you're gonna do the same thing when you grow up. Like say at work, right? If I sit down, if I'm sitting next to someone on like a bench in the break room at work, and someone is there's not enough room, I don't just like slide in and bump and knock the person off the table, right? That wouldn't be polite, right? That wouldn't have been what my parents taught me and my family. And I wouldn't have been a good citizen or coworker if I were to say, hey, Sam, can I eat lunch with you? Do you mind could you scoot over maybe just a little so we could eat lunch together, maybe we could talk or something? That's something I learned from my family, right? So all that stuff is really important, and the way you want to be treated is a lot of the things that other people taught their family. Okay, so these are some examples of how how families are important to society. How are families important to individuals, to each of you guys, or other people who are individuals, say to your mom or dad or your brother or sister, your grandma?
Aiden, what do you think?
They help, or they're important to other individuals because they help each other out when they need it.
That's very good. Yes. Very good answer.
So how many of you have pets, cats or dogs? Yes, cat. How old do you think a cat can be before it can live on its own, doesn't need its parents?
Like 2.
I think it's less than that. Probably like 6 months old. A cat can probably go on its own, doesn't need its parent anymore. How about you guys? How long do you need your parents? roughly? Can I throw you out, Aiden, at 5 years old and say, all right, go live on your own? How about you, Zane? 11 years old? You good to go?
Nice.
Huh? You can go live on your own now at 11 years old?
Good job.
You think so? Where are you going to get money? Where are you going to live? Right? So usually about 18. So we need our parents, what Miss Ziani is driving at, is that we need our parents to lead us, teach us from the day we're born until pretty much 18 years old. By 16, 17, you guys know everything. We can't tell you anything, but legally we're obligated by law to care for you until you're age 18. And then once you're 18, we can turn you loose. So Kat, 6 months old, a human, 18 years old.
So we care, we help each other, and we also need to take care of each other. You know, in families there's good times and bad times, right? Somebody might be sick, somebody may have passed away and died, someone might lose their job, you know, money might be tight. Maybe there's some disagreements that families are having a hard time with working out. And so loving and caring for each other and working through those things and providing support is another thing that we do for each other as an individual. Like you have a bad day, you go talk maybe to your mom or someone or your brother or maybe a grandparent. And then there's good times too, we celebrate together. That's the fun part, right? All the parties, the birthdays, the holidays. That's great too. And it doesn't sound like a lot of fun if you're all by yourself. It doesn't to me. So that's more some more things you can write down about how families are important to society and individuals. Okay, so you should have had enough stuff to fill out your first page there. We're going to move on to page 2, to the first box that's right above number 2. And this one requires a little bit more discussion. Remember I just mentioned sometimes things are good with families, sometimes they're not. So think of good ways and maybe not so good ways that the actions of one family member may affect another family member or the family altogether. Can you guys think of some good or bad things? Yes, Nate?
In a family with more than one parent, a parent can get a raise and then everyone else in the family becomes more happy because they have more money.
Okay, that's a good thing, yeah. Because they share their money with everyone, that's good.
How about Zane? Do you have an example of something you do in your family that could affect the rest of the family?
Good or bad? I can say, here, I'm going to put myself out there, okay? Sometimes, well, I would say when I get hungry, I get moody. And I have to control my moodiness because it makes the other family members upset. So I got to make sure I eat something. My husband calls me the evil demon when I get hungry.
Oh, that's nice.
Priscilla will never go hungry, right? I'm a good eater, but I have to learn to be aware of that and make a good strong effort to not portray those emotions and to get something to eat or be quiet to not upset my family. So that was a bad thing.
So Zane, what about, do you take showers, Zane? Take long showers or short showers? You just came out of the shower, right?
You can answer the question.
How long?
You take long showers? What happens if you take too long of a shower?
That's a good one.
Nothing.
Something will happen. What's going to happen? Will you have hot water forever?
No.
Okay, what's going to happen?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do. Okay, Nathan Liu, answer for him.
The water will start to become cold for the rest of the family.
That's right. So someone needs to take a shower after you, and you just took a long 45-minute shower. Now there's no hot water for mom or dad or your sister to take a shower.
What happens
Right.
to the water bill
That too, yeah.
if you take
And
long
the
showers?
PG&E bill. We need some financial lessons
Yeah,
here.
it goes out. and then there's less money to go to the movies because you gotta pay the higher water and power bill.
Aiden, do you have stairs in your house? What happens if you leave toys on the stairs?
Someone might step on it.
Yeah, so it's your actions can have an effect on the other people in your house. There's probably some rules at your house about leaving stuff on stairs, right? Yeah. Okay.
So what about some good things you can do to have a good impact on your family, on the individuals in your family? What are some things that you can do? Yes, and I'll get you next.
Feed your pet.
Oh,
so
very,
they don't have to do it.
very good. Yes, Nathan.
Have good hygiene.
Yes, the smell.
Can you be specific? More specific.
Take showers and wear deodorant.
That's
So
appreciated.
the house will smell nice for everyone. Yes. How about you, Tim? What can you do to have a positive impact on your family?
Probably help out work around the house.
Yes, definitely. All right, you guys are getting it. Well, you guys got a whole bunch of stuff to write down there on number 1. So just one other thing I want to touch on that affects other families is communication. The way we talk to each other. Maybe Tim can help me act this one out. So Tim, you want to help?
Sure.
I sure
It'd be more fun if you help us. Tim has a good sense of humor. Okay, so sometimes we talk to people and we say something because we get upset. We are all human, okay? We all got emotions, right? But we say something as a result of an emotion and it makes the other person upset. And if we had said it better or communicated what's bothering us instead of getting mad or yelling, we probably would get a better reaction. Because what happens when someone yells at you, right? If you feel like you're more gonna get upset back at them, maybe you'll yell at them and there's an argument. You know, that's not good, right? So things happen, we're all human. But here's some tips on how to do this. So Tim, you talk to me and you do the first one and then I'll read the second one. Okay, act it out.
You are the meanest person in the world.
Say it with passion.
You are the meanest person in the world.
Okay. Alright. So, one thing, a good word to always remember in these things, and I use this at work too, when people are having a difficult time or having a difficult time communicating with someone, you use the words I feel. It's a little different. So instead of saying like, you're the meanest person in the world, you know, if you said, you know, I really feel angry with you because you won't let me go out tonight. Right? It's like your parents, I remember I wanted to go to the skating party. There's not a skating rink here, but back in the 70s, I'm taking myself. I wanted to go to the skating party, and my parents said no, I couldn't go. And I said some things probably worse than that. Yeah, and I got in big trouble. And it didn't work out good. You know, we had to work out the relationship. I wish, looking back, I didn't do that. But yeah, okay. We'll do the next one.
Will you shut up?
Come on, Tim.
Will you shut up?
Okay, so you might say, depending on the situation, you know, when you tap the table with your fork or when you're talking loud like that, it makes me mad because it's noisy and I can't concentrate on my homework. So just opening up a conversation there instead of just saying, shut up, right? That's not gonna make anyone happy. Okay, I probably should just act this out myself, but since you're standing, you can do the last one.
Come on, Tim.
Give it to
Oscar,
me. Give me
this is your
this.
Oscar-winning performance. This is gonna
You're on camera
put
right
you
now.
over the top.
You never ask if you can use my bike. You think it's okay to ride my bike without my permission?
Sure. Okay. All right, you can sit down, Tim. So it might be better if you said, you know, when you ride my bike without asking, I feel angry or it makes me upset. And then maybe you can start a conversation on working out a deal with your brother, sister, whoever, how to ask for permission to ride your bike. So using the words, telling people how you feel, like take a deep breath, calm down, right? Take a deep breath and then tell them how you feel, why it bothers you. When you just lash out, say, shut up, I don't like you, you're stupid, that just makes people mad, right? And this works with friends too. So also work at work. You know, believe it or not, there's a lot of coworkers that don't get along. And I usually ask them, well, when they come to my office, well, did you tell them how you feel? Or they think they're mad at them. I say, well, did you ask them if they are mad at you? Maybe they're not. You know, getting more information and communicating better makes families and all relationships work better. So, and you get better at it as you grow up. And you know what? If you screw up and you said, shut up. It's like, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to sound that way. You know, I'm feeling this way because when you do that, you know, it bothers me because I can't do this, or it's interfering with that. I can't hear the television set, or I'm on a conversation with a friend. You could always back up and say, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my temper. Let's talk it out. Boy, you're gonna have less problems with your parents, friends, co-workers, and other parts of your family. Trust me, it works. Okay, well, that's all I have on families. Now a lot of this is gonna be work on your part. So if you look at number 2, right on the second page, it says list reasons why you are important to your family and discuss this with your parents or guardians and with your marriage badge counselor. So this one, you can talk with your parents, you know, after the meeting sometime and just take a few notes. Or if you think you can remember, I'll ask you some questions if you want me to sign your marriage badge thing. Sometimes it's hard to remember all this stuff, so little notes. You know, it doesn't have to be a paragraph or a novel, but write some notes so that maybe you can remember. The next one, number 3, is parents are going to love this one. You need to prepare a list of your regular home duties or chores and do them for 90 days. Keep a record of how often you do each of them. So, like the bathroom. I don't know, maybe I'm sharing too much, Derek, but we clean the bathrooms once a week. We don't clean them every single day. So people might be really clean and do them every day. But like say if chore 1 was cleaning the bathroom, you would write down how often you did it. And you have a chart here on the last page
Oh, nice and
in
easy.
your packet.
Already made for
And so
you.
you can write the chore, the duty, like write the duties here. They have duty 1, 2, 3, and then every time you do it, you just check it off.
And that's duty as in like chore, not Call of Duty. How many
Yeah,
times did you play Call of Duty
Yeah.
in 90 days?
Yeah.
Nice try. I know what you're thinking.
But yeah, chores like washing the dishes, whatever it is you normally do, take the trash out, that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's number 2. And we'll meet in 90 days to talk about number 2. So just take some notes and we'll talk about it as a group and I'll sign it off. Okay? So that's, it's number 2 and number 3, sorry. Okay. And so there's something here that talks about the effect of your chores. You have to write those notes down or remember so we could talk about it. Was a good effect? Why? You know, because nobody fell down the stairs. I picked up my stuff. And then number 4, you need to come up with a project, a home project, something that you don't normally do. I remember my boys, which I really appreciated, they went through my cupboards and they got rid of all the expired food and organized it. And they also went through my refrigerator and cleaned it out. Got rid of anything that was expired and wiped it down. And I really appreciate that. Was a good project. But it could be maybe something needs painting in your house and one of your parents might need help. Or it could be cleaning the windows. Something you don't do all the time. I mean, I don't know, I hope you don't have to clean the windows every day, but I do those like once a season or something. And mine look kind of bad right now, so don't look too close. But anyway, some kind of a project that you can do around the home to help your family. So you need to decide it with your parents, and then when we come back in 90 days, you can fill out the next paragraph. You talk about how it benefited your family and what you did, and I'll sign it off. Okay, and then there's some other sections here on your project you can fill out. And then there's a family meeting. Does anyone ever have family meetings? No? We usually have them when there's issues. Sometimes you don't know there's issues because you don't talk. Remember I talked about how communication is important? Well, your number 5 project is a family meeting, and there's a bunch of topics in here that you talk about with your family, with your parents, and you take some notes, answer the questions. They're pretty simple, or just some notes so you can tell me. It doesn't have to be a paragraph, but it has all kinds of things in here. And these are good topics because it kind of helps you to understand what everybody's role is in the family, what the expectations are, you know, how you guys manage money. You have a deeper understanding. So sometimes maybe if you want something really expensive and your parents say not right now, you understand that they may need to save up for that thing. Like when I go to Disneyland, I'm just thinking about it right now. Buy the tickets, the angina, right? And the hotel room.
Oh my God.
And the gas to get down there, the plane tickets, you know. Boy, that's like so expensive. I have a great time, but it's painful for me because when we save for that, you got to save money. It's not like I can just pull out all those park hopper passes. Well, I'm not that wealthy, so I'm okay. But I'm not. I can't just hop into Disney anytime I want to. But you're gonna understand stuff, a lot of stuff, and your parents will understand stuff about you. But it's good to have family meetings when there's something you need to work out together, make decisions together. Sorry, that's my Yuppie dog. If there's a problem, like I always ask my family, and I ask my staff too. I have a lot of people that I supervise. When there's an issue, I always say, well, what do you think we should do? How can you be a part of the solution? How can you help, right? Because everybody has to help out, right? Otherwise, one person's just burdened and stuck with doing all this stuff to take care of the family or solve the problem. We all work together, it's easier for everyone, and we come to solutions. And things that sometimes you don't want mom or dad to make the decision, right? Because it might be a lot harder. You might come up with another solution to get the same job done, but maybe it's easier, right? There's more than one way to get things done. I'll tell you that, or resolve a problem. So you need to have a family meeting and take some notes. And I think that's it. And a lot of this stuff you already do. You might not have a family meeting. You might not normally do that. I'm sure you do chores, but you don't track them like this. But just remember, you don't have to do them every day, but pick some chores, maybe decide with your parents what they are. And it doesn't even have to be all 6. You don't have to have 6. Whatever it is you do, your parents, you guys decide to do. If you don't do chores yet, lucky you, man. I'm the oldest. I started doing chores as soon as I could because my parents had 3 more kids after me. Everybody had to help out, right? Like the Waltons. You might not even know what that is. I'm dating myself. Very big family TV show. Okay, very big family. But anyway, it's stuff that you're probably doing, and this is Eagle required. It's really easy, and you know what? It is going to help you grow with your family. I think the boys, they learned how much work it is to clean out the cupboard. How much expired food we had in there that hope to God we didn't eat. I think they learned to appreciate how much work it probably is to buy that stuff at the store and get it home so we have stuff to eat, that we do have a full pantry.
Or if your job is to mop the floors and then your little brother or sister walks into the house with muddy shoes, you're going to be a little upset because you just mopped the floor, and you'll get a little understanding of what mom and dad go through when they clean up and then you come and just drop your clothes in the middle of the living room or on the couch or whatever. So that's kind of the intent, probably.
Yeah, just think of Mr. Incredible, right? There's that scene, I think you guys have all seen The Incredibles. I think it's the first movie, and he's like, I just cleaned up this mess. There's a big disaster in the city. Can it stay clean or fixed for like 5 minutes? We all feel that way about a lot of things. So, or if your brother or sister comes into your room and knocks all your Legos down, you're building this awesome like Star Wars thing, right? It's cooperation, collaboration, communication, being thoughtful and doing your part, and to make your family life great. And I love my family, so I'm so happy. Is it a lot of work? Heck yeah. But is it worth it? Totally. I would do it all over again. So, and I definitely miss my childhood family. You know, my dad's been gone, he's been dead a long time, about 20 years. And we all live far apart, me and my sisters. We're all in different states. It's hard, you know? So, anyways, that's all I got. So, it's, as I said, it's a pretty simple